What is up, Gato Squad? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Elias, and if you are new here and like daily car content, consider subscribing by hitting the button below. So as you can see behind me, we have a 2018 Honda Ridgeline. Now, as you all may know, I am looking for a pickup truck to add to the stable of cars. You know, I'm thinking about the future, and I may have to be towing cars to the racetrack and back. So I've been looking around, and Honda of Hackettstown has graciously allowed me to test drive one of their Honda Ridgelines for the channel. So let's go ahead and get started. So of course, when I asked to test drive a Ridgeline, they didn't just give me any Ridgeline. They gave me the 2018 Honda Ridgeline RTL-E package. It's basically the top of the line Ridgeline that you can buy. It's got the leather seats, it's got all-wheel drive, of course, and it's got even Honda sensing. Now when you look at the front here, you can't even see that it has Honda sensing because it's tucked beneath this Honda badge right here. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and talk about this new Ridgeline. Now, I'm not used to driving around in trucks, so forgive me if I'm going to go a little bit slower than usual. From what it looks like though, it looks like an awesome little truck. So let's talk about the outside first. The exterior of the truck is, you know, pretty understated, but once you get to the details of it, I really like the way it looks. I think it's one of the better looking trucks in the market, to be honest with you. Love the front of this truck. You know, it's very, you know, it's kind of swoopy design. Love what they did with the grille, that black grille with the slats in it. It makes the car almost look sporty. Now I know I'm coming from a sports guy kind of a mentality, and you know that's where I come from. You can't blame me for that, right? But yeah, you know, it's I love the way the front looks. I think this is probably one of the best looking trucks, if not the best looking truck out there. Now a lot of you guys are going to tell me that this is not really a truck. Well, I may have to agree with you. This is more like an El Camino than a truck, and the reason is because this is basically built off of the Honda Pilot chassis, which is also built off of basically the Accord chassis. Now if you look at it that way, yeah, this is not a body on frame truck. It's a regular truck with a unibody in it, and they made it try to look like a truck when the side has like a little side marker on it. But honestly, you know, if you're a real truck driver, if you need towing capacity that's going to be in excess of 10,000 pounds, you're not going to be looking at this truck like this. You're going to be looking at something like a Ford F-250 or a heavy-duty Ford F-150 or something like that. This truck, I think, is perfect for someone like me that just needs to haul maybe 3,000 or 4,000 pounds. You know, I don't have very heavy race cars or anything like that. I just need something that'll get me around, give me some decent gas mileage, and you know, not be too terrible when driving it around. And you know, driving around this parking lot right now doesn't feel too bad at all. Let's take it out on the road. Now, this is of course the V6 engined Ridgeline. They only come in V6s. It's a very nice V6. It's basically the same V6 that Honda has had around for a very long time. It's in everything from the Accord to the Pilot to the Acura models, and all different sorts of configurations. Let's give it a nice little acceleration push here. It sounds great, and for a truck, it gets out of its own way. You know, I don't mind that at all. In terms of driving dynamics, this is probably the best part of this truck. It kind of drives like a car. And there's no crashiness. I've test driven trucks before. There's no crashiness involved. There's nothing, you know, you don't wallow around. Pretty good in terms of body control, and that's actually really impressive because for a truck, I mean, you're looking for stability. You're looking for something that is not gonna, you know, crash around and kind of be like an old type of truck, like Ford F-250, or 350. Sorry, that's a 350. This is probably going to be the truck for you. Do a little acceleration here. It sounds great and it feels great for a truck. Like I keep saying, you know, I'm driving it around. It feels super stable. Let's drive it around for a bit more and I'll let you know what I feel about it.
20 minutes later.
Alright guys, I drove it for a bit more, and honestly, I really like the Ridgeline a lot. It's an awesome little truck. I mean, there's not much else I can ask for a truck for me. You know, I like sports cars, so I like things that can drive and drive well. I've driven the Colorado, I've driven the Ford F-150, and those truly do feel like trucks. They're very kind of wallowy. You don't really know where your steering is. It's very vague steering. This is way more precise, at least, than the Ford F-150. And honestly, it almost feels like, it really does feel like a truck. It just feels like a big Honda Accord, and that's quite a feat. The other thing I like about this truck is, of course, all the amenities it brings. This thing is the highest spec end of the truck. I've got heated seats, heated perforated leather seats. Honda does an amazing job at these heated seats. I said about the same thing in the 2018 Honda Accord Touring. Those seats were incredible, and these seats are even better than that. They're supple leather. It's nice and big because you're obviously in a truck, so you're nice and comfortable. I can probably do 10,000 miles in this non-stop, and it'll be just fine. The turning radius in this truck, or shall we call it trucklet, is actually really good as well. Honestly, I see no reason really to look at many other trucks except for the fact that this does not come in diesel. For me, if I'm going to get a pickup truck, I do want it in diesel. I think Honda's missing the boat by not offering a diesel in their pickup truck. This thing with a diesel, I'd line up tomorrow and pick it up. I mean, I love like I said, I love the way it drives, love the power, love that V6 under the hood. But if it had a diesel, even a diesel inline 4, totally pick it up tomorrow. The other thing I actually love, before I forget, is the magic seats in the back. They fold up and they give you a whole ton of space. And then, of course, you got the bed in the back, like every other truck in the market. But then you got the trunk inside of the bed, which pretty much no other truck has been doing. And I love that feature. You know, you open it up, you could put ice in there, you could put all kinds of stuff in there. And it's just a lot of fun to just be able to put stuff in there and kind of hide it away. It's actually really cool. Now, looking at the driver's cockpit, I love the way everything is laid out. It's typical Honda fashion. You know, everything is pretty much falls to hand, just as it should. Everything feels a little bit more, you know, kind of rough and tumble. These big buttons for the heat seaters. You got sort of big buttons here. You got the rear defrosters. You got the mirror defrosters right here as well. Front defrosters all here. All the climate control is right here. What I actually do like, I can just put it on auto if I want, or I can just turn it off if I want. Lovely, I love that. Stop start button. I guess everything starts with a start button these days, but back in the day, remember the S2000 had it. Back in the early 2000s, in the 1999 actually, it came out with the start button. I know cars in the past have had it, but the first real Honda in the US to have a start button was the S2000. The fact that it's here, pretty cool. You know, it's a keyless entry system, so all you gotta do is put the key in your pocket, turn the car on, done. I also want to note, this also does have a remote start system. So you put it, you can turn the car on from far away. That's actually pretty cool. Then down here you got power outlets, you got the USB, and you got then also down here, right down here, you have more power outlets. That's actually really cool. Down on the center stack here, you're gonna see a lot of space. I mean, you could put probably almost a small backpack in here if you really squeeze it in there. It looks really cool. The space there is amazing. You got nice big cup holders here. Nothing much to complain. And then we get to the steering wheel. Awesome leather wrapped. You got all the buttons you want right here. You got this button right here. You press it and the steering wheel is heated. I feel like every car should come with a heated steering wheel. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps it up here. You know, I'm not really a truck guy, so I came at this as kind of a, you know, a Type R owner's perspective. Of course, you know, I'm a sports car driver first and then everything else second. So, you know, this car was insanely fun to drive. It's got a beautiful sounding V6 in it. It drives more like a car than a truck, which to me is a very, very positive thing. I'm very sure that in any kind of inclement weather, snow or anything like that, this truck will be no problem at all at getting traction. It's got all the features that I would want. It's got the heated steering wheel, which, by the way, like I said, I feel like every car should come with a heated steering wheel. Love this heated steering wheel in this car. It's got the heated perforated leather seats, front and back, which is insane. I mean, I love the fact that this comes with heated leather seats. I didn't think I would like them this much, but if I were to spec up a truck, I would definitely pick up these heated leather seats, plus this heated steering wheel. The audio system is, you know, for me it's fine. You know, I wish it had the volume knob as usual, as every other reviewer has said. But other than that, I mean, it works just fine. The music comes out pretty well, actually. This is the RTL-E model, so it's got everything. It's got speakers everywhere. It's got 3 speakers in front, speakers in the back. Insane amount of speakers. Love the cargo capacity. You know, the back seats, they fold up, and then you got the trunk in the back, which, as well as the bed. And then, you know, it's really cool. The only thing I wish they added in the tailgate was a dampened tailgate. They don't have that. I'm not sure if it's not compatible with that trunk or not. But, you know, that's the only thing I really didn't like about the bed back there. Other than that, I mean, awesome truck. I think it'll do whatever I need it to do in terms of towing capacity. I just needed to tow a small, you know, race car here and there. So I'm definitely considering getting this pickup truck. You know, if it had a diesel engine, 100% I would be signing paperwork right now to pick it up. But since it's a gasoline engine, I'm not a big fan of gasoline trucks. You know, I still have to think about it. Alright guys, thanks for watching as always. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.